I'm Jesse Santillan. I'm a junior pursuing a major in digital marketing, and I help with the research, citations, PowerPoint, and executive summary.
I'm Daniel Hutchins. I'm a sophomore at UH pursuing a supply chain management degree, and I was the research lead of the project.
My name is Pedro Cedillos. I am a junior pursuing a double major in finance and management information systems. I was the team leader.
My name is Dylan White. I'm a junior pursuing a management degree, and I was the milestone leader.
My name's Rosa Garza. I'm majoring in accounting, and I was the internal communicator.
My name is Hamza Motin. I am pursuing a degree in business finance, and I helped put together the final presentation.
Hi, my name is Anthony Tai. I am a junior pursuing a degree in supply chain management, and I was in charge of the tracking and record keeping part of the presentation.
Hi, my name is Julie Houston. I'm a junior here at the University of Houston pursuing a finance degree. I'm going to go ahead and start off the presentation. Next slide. Since we are talking about bribery, let's go ahead and define a bribe. A bribe is something that serves to influence a person of power to make a decision in your favor. There's various levels to bribery, and majority of us have been involved within one. Personally, I bribe kids with ice cream. Of course, bribery on this level is not a crime, but certain bribery contributes to corruption, and that is where the problem lies. Next slide. This graph shows the different professions that have received bribes. Police are the highest, which is a problem because it creates an unlevel playing field when it comes to enforcing laws. Next slide. In most developed countries, there are anti-bribery laws. These laws punish people on either end and sometimes both for commercial bribery. As seen on the graph, the U.S. has among the highest index of perception of corruption. Next slide.
Each state within the U.S. has different ways of dealing with bribery. For example, California focuses on the action of the recipient of the bribe, whereas New York and Virginia criminalize the actions of both recipient and the person offering the bribe. Bribes occur in many different forms, ranging from minor transactions between individuals to major deals that deal with millions of dollars between corporations or governments. Next slide.
So there is no universal definition or classification for bribery, as some nations approve transactions that are illegal elsewhere. In a 2017 study, it shows that around the world, police and within the government were the people who were most bribed, and those people did help businesses too. So basically, bribery is when someone gives someone something in exchange to let them do something that usually wouldn't be allowed. Both people benefit from a bribe. Next slide. So some people use bribery to their advantage. As you can see, an example would be the drug cartel pays the police to take care of them and make sure they are good wherever they go. The police don't make much money, so they are easily convinced when they see a lot of money. They then use this money to provide for their family. This is ethically and morally incorrect, but people got to do what they got to do. Next slide.
So then that brings into the equation, is it always bribery? In that certain situation, obviously, yes, it is, but that doesn't mean that it's always the case. Sometimes there's unintended consequences of some defined points in bribery. For example, sometimes people are not actually trying to bribe. Sometimes genuine hospitality and generosity can be misunderstood as bribery. This can interfere in a lot of things, like when you're trying to have equal footing or equal standing with someone, when you're trying to have a better connection. It can really mess up those situations for somebody. The thing about it is you have to be able to understand that sometimes class and spending are something that need to be added to the equation. Two people can be very well off because of their employment. They can be in a higher class status that's higher than the bribing threshold that a company can allow, and then the attempt to build a network or in a relationship can be lackluster, and because of it, it can lead to less communication between them and less deals and just hurt the overall. But there is defenses for people who get accused or get indicted for bribes. You know, sometimes someone can use a lack of intent because that's the truth. Someone that didn't mean to accept or offer a bribe. Sometimes it is that genuine hospitality or generosity. Another time it can be mental capacity. Sometimes somebody maybe had too much to drink or mixed medicines that weren't supposed to be mixed. Maybe they have some underlying medical condition. Another thing, it's a little harder to prove, but it's also it's still a defense, is whenever law enforcement tries to pressure you into committing a crime, if they try to make you be in a situation where you have to accept or offer a bribe.
We chose to say that bribery was unethical because it stifles the democratic process. It can lead to more serious charges and investigations. Bribery can effectively ruin the free enterprise system we enjoy by giving unfair advantages to the ones who commit bribery while leaving the rule followers at a disadvantage. Next slide, please. To limit the effects of bribery, such as wealth inequality, eroding public trust, less public expenditure, and price and supply manipulation, we recommend the following. Next. Our recommendation is that companies take all allegations of bribery on a case-by-case basis. A person that has to pay a bribe to secure their own safety is not equal to a person that gives business favors in exchange for box seats to a football game. We suggest companies implement a nominal value. Nominal values are an amount that is considered appropriate and reasonable in a particular country. It is an amount where hospitality, entertainment, and gifts below that amount will not cause any concern under XYZ laws. Nominal values allow for an easy way to distinguish whether or not something is a bribe. Our second recommendation is that companies implement a rewrite or at least a scheduled period of time each year to revise their anti-corruption policies. A survey shows when asked whether their company has a formal policy in place, 29% of employees answered no or don't know. 19% of respondents reported that it did not, indicating that there was either no policy or no effective communication strategy around it. 29%, or say 29 out of 100 people not knowing the policy, is a very ineffective way of combating corruption. On top of that, 19% of respondents reported that their company had no anti-corruption guidelines, clearly indicating that companies should implement a nominal value and a policy rewrite. Next slide. Here you have all of our citations. Next. And that's our presentation. Thank you for watching.